Party, yardy, 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 indeed. You're on Coast FM 963 and Raw and more. Angus Hammer with you as always on a beautiful Monday evening. It's not the 21st night of September, but it's about as close as you can get. It's the 22nd night of September, 22nd of September 2025. And what has turned out to be quite a rainy night, but that's okay. We're going to be with you for the next couple of hours to keep you warm and dry with some great vibes and some great guys. One man who is here that obviously didn't realise what the weather would be like. Brandon Macmillan is with us firstly. How are you going, Brando?
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise that I'm here despite the, weather conditions. But just to clarify, it started raining on my way here.
Well, there you go. Who would have predicted that? And I love that you've come prepared wearing a raincoat indoors as well.
Yes. I always have it in my car just in case. That's
it. He doesn't like the moisture. One man who does, though. Right next to me, we have Mr. Stephen Wheatley. How are you going, Stefan?
Yeah, I'm going okay, mate. Forgive me, Coastie, if I do sound a bit crackly. I've been sick the last couple of days, so I'm probably going to sound a bit crackly and probably maybe a little bit nasally, but I'm here. I wouldn't miss this show for the world.
And speaking of sick, Finn's also here as well.
He's fully sick, actually. Yeah,
he's fully sick, the Finny.
Mr. Finn Smith O'Brien, fresh out of Melbourne. I'll get to you in just a sec, Finn, but Steve, I think this is the first time we've ever had someone be on the phone and also in the studio on the same night. So you're on the phone with us on your way in here earlier having a chat about the upcoming Australian Goalball Championships, which, by the way, guys, Steve has been selected to play for New South Wales again.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, boys. Thank you. Yes, I'm very happy and looking forward to it. It's my second year of the Australian Goalball Championships this year, and it's in our own backyard in Sydney.
Would you like it to come to the Central Coast one day, perhaps?
If it were possible, that would be great. I mean, I could probably see it now. We could maybe get rid of the field there at Polytech Stadium for one weekend, put a bit of hard floor down there and have a great weekend tournament there at the stadium.
Oh, you'd probably get a bigger crowd than the Mariners do.
Well, I mean, we'll probably go into talking about, speaking of which, the Mariners and their upcoming season kick-off very shortly. But yeah, no, I am looking forward to it. It's from the 2nd of October to the 5th of October at the King's School there in North Parramatta. So if you'd like to come down, I'm going to be there, obviously representing the great state of New South Wales, and the boys are going to make a bit of an appearance too.
Yeah, we'll be wearing all blue right behind you there, Steve. One man that was representing the Central Coast and the great state of New South Wales in enemy territory on Friday morning, I believe, is our very own Finn Smith O'Brien, who's sitting across from us right now. Fresh out of Melbourne, you went down there to appear alongside Lee Sales on ABC News Breakfast last Friday. How was that experience for you, Finn?
Oh, brilliant. Yes, indeed. That was fantastic, promoting Season 2 of The Assembly, which aired on the 21st, just last night at 7:30. And, I was able to advocate for, the autistic community and neurodivergence in general. It was, great experience. Good to be back. Good to see Lee.
Congratulations on that, by the way, mate, because I actually didn't know you were actually down there over the weekend doing that, so congrats to you.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, no, it was a wonderful experience. Cat's out of the bag. Yep, that's been doing that for a while.
I will say, for a guy who doesn't drive, Finn is everywhere. We have covered on this show how he's been from Sydney to the Cook Islands.
Yeah.
Where haven't you been?
Yeah, he's very lucky. A lot of I'm a chronic passenger.
Have you chronic passenger? I love that.
And he does it all without a car, Brando. Hint, hint.
Oh, shots fired early on. But Finn, the first episode of The Assembly Season 2 got released last night. Just quietly, the whole season's available to stream, but I'm a traditionalist and I watch it weekly. How was it finally seeing yourself and your group on the telly last night now that it's officially been released?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. It was exhilarating. It was nerve-wracking at first, but got used to it eventually, and seeing myself on camera. I think I was a bit nervous to begin with, but I warm up later on in the series, and there were some real stars. A few people that really stood out, yeah.
Did you have that moment, as you were saying a couple of weeks ago? I think we all kind of have this when we see ourselves on TV for the first time. When you see yourself, you can go, oh, nobody look at me. I'm so embarrassed.
Speak for yourself.
Look at it.
Well, thanks to Finn, we might have a dress code in the building because Sarah was very impressed with the suit he was wearing. But to honour your appearance in enemy territory down in Melbourne, and also perhaps the Sharkies doing well down there this weekend as well. Ghost FM 963, you're on Roar and More. Ango, Steve-O, Brando and Finn. O'Brien with you between 7 and 9 p.m. That right there was one of the guests that you'll be seeing on the Assembly Season 2 starring Finn Smith O'Brien, Guy Sebastian with Like It Like That. Before that, we heard a bit of ballpark music and one of my favourite songs of the year so far, Please Don't Move to Melbourne. Not only a song, but a roast and quite a important PSA for you to listen to as well. Don't move to Melbourne. 24 hours is enough for Finn. Same here last year. Now, guys, speaking of Melbourne, the prelim finals of the NRL are up and running this weekend, but we had a couple of real upsetting semi-finals on the weekend.
Some real shockers.
We
for
sure did.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't remember the last time this has happened, but we've had two teams that have both gone out in straight sets and been eliminated by elimination final winners. Firstly, on Saturday night, of course, the biggest upset of them all, the poor old Milk, the Canberra Raiders, they finished up losing in straight sets, and Canberra unfortunately went down to the Sharks in Canberra, which was very disappointing.
On their own turf too, yeah.
On the home turf. Steve-O, you would have watched that very closely. What was your summary of the game?
Yeah, it is. I just agree with the boys. Like it's definitely an upset. I don't even know what to make of it, because the minor premiers to go out like they did, just in straight sets like that, having what happened with the Brisbane was one thing, and then I think a lot of the bookies boys were thinking that, Canberra's going to bounce back. You know, the fans, they're going to do what they need to do to get them across the line, and just, unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. So unfortunately, it's going to probably maybe be another year till maybe Canberra can have another crack at the title. But if it makes you feel any better, Ricky, there's no point crying over spilt milk.
But the other game was the Doggies versus Panthers, which I knew the Panthers would win, but not by that much. I mean, the Doggies, what was going on?
Yeah, I think that surprised a lot of people, Brando, because I think probably quite a few people thought, I think Penrith could win this, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And, well, I don't think anybody, including myself, saw that one coming.
Well, I was really disappointed, not just by the result, but by the fact that it was such a blowout in the first half. And, I was really looking forward to seeing a real quality Sunday afternoon finals match. There were 60,000 people there, most of them Doggies fans. There was a good contingent of Penrith fans too. And it was over after 30 minutes. To be fair, the Doggies didn't give up. They came back a little bit in the second half. And it actually, fun fact, became equally the highest scoring finals match in NRL history.
Yeah, I think Jamesy said something about that, how the Dogs kind of picked up, but like Steve said, I kind of agree with him here, which is very rare, I know, but...
Oh, yes.
You agree with Steve? My goodness.
The Dogs did, picked up their game, but it was too late, too little too late.
It was. So it's equal on 72 points scored with the 2001 semi-final between the Dragons and the Broncos, the 2009 qualifying final between the Titans and the Broncos, the 2016 elimination final between the Titans and the Broncos, and now the Bulldogs and the Panthers scored a combined 72 points in the finals match. So highest scoring finals game in history, even though it was pretty one-sided.
Anyways, Finn, your mic's over here, buddy. Thank you.
Oh, yes. That ball's not bad.
Finn loves his footy.
He does. Well, actually, there is some good news though to come out of some of these results though on the weekend. So if you are a Sharks fan listening on the Central Coast right now, I do think you possibly have a good chance to win on Friday night. Now, I know it's hard beating Melbourne in Melbourne. I mean, as proud Manly supporters, me and Angus can proudly say, it's not that hard.
Yeah. No, we're quite good at it, actually. And it's funny you say that, because you actually last week said that Cronulla were your dark horse to win the premiership, and that was before they beat the Raiders. So, Steve, your tip is still alive. And good news for Raiders fans as well, because even though you crashed out in straight sets after a great minor premiership winning season, our man Steve Wheatley has put his hand up to get behind you in 2026 and be your official advertising ambassador.
You can get it clapping. You can get it napping. You can get it any old how. A big game calls for a big drink, and the best cold drink is milk. Canberra milk. You can get it cheering on the team. You can get it eating some mee goreen. Yeah, we sure got some now. A hard-earned thirst calls for a big cold milk. And where do you get the best big cold milk? Well, from the capital of all milks. Yeah, we sure got it now.
Oh,
Up the
bravo.
milk.
Up the milk.
Up the milk.
Up the milk.
There you go. That'll really push them forward to the grand final next year, I'm sure, Steve, if they get behind that.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. And that was actually, I actually thought, I would actually, I'm still going to be a Manly supporter. Don't get me wrong. But I think maybe they might need a little bit more help the milk. So I'm going to put my hand up and give them a bit of a hand when it comes to next year. And, well, speaking of also of bits of good news and some very exciting news, boys, and I've actually just found this out earlier today. So, our good friend Livia Koenig, the New South Wales Women's State of Origin medal winner, and also proud, she's not the captain of the Women's Roosters, is she? But she should be.
Yeah, well, Dally M medalist as well, and player of the series winner in the State of Origin this year, all-round legend, and she might be coming on the show in the near future just quietly. But what about her, Steve?
Well, I got some very exciting news, mate. So, her and the Roosters girls are going to be playing the Cronulla Sharks here at Gosford over the weekend.
Hey!
In their preliminary finals. So,
That's huge. That's gonna be a massive match. They beat the Sharks a couple of weeks ago here as well. So grudge match, rematch, and a couple of the game's real massive stars going head to head for a spot in the grand final.
they did. Yes, that's certainly right. Saturday afternoon. Yep.
Can't wait for that. I'll be there. How about you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to be there.
Oh man, can't wait to see them in action. And guys, has anything changed with your premiership predictions? Now that there's 4 teams left, Broncos, Panthers, Storm and Sharks, who's winning the comp?
I'm really hoping not Panthers. Maybe Broncos, as they always seem to have a chance with them when it comes to the finals.
I'm going to go with my dark horse prediction. I'm going to go with the Sharkies. And if they lose on Friday night, what am I doing on long weekend in October, and why can't I watch the grand final? Oh, actually, I know what I'm doing. I'm playing goalball.
Well, there you go. You got a reason to miss out on it. I'm going to go Broncos, and just for the sole reason I want them to beat Penrith, and I don't want Penrith there again.
They usually play a good game when it comes to the finals.
And they're playing Sunday afternoon at Suncorp Stadium, so you can bet it's going to be a packed house and there'll be plenty of local support behind the Broncos. I reckon it's going to be probably Broncos versus Storm in the final, but I hope it's Broncos versus Sharks. That'd be quality.
And if it is Broncos versus Melbourne?
I might be busy that day. Now it's time for us to take a quick break. Coming up soon, we're going to be hearing Brando's good vibe of the night. But first, because the Raiders didn't have a milky chance this year, we're going to be hearing a bit of milky chance right after this. And now it's time for a segment that'll make you want to drink some milk by chance. We call it Brando's good vibe of the night. Oh, yeah! That's right, it's Brando's good vibe of the night, the segment where he dives deep into his own personal playlist, pulls out a song or two that he thinks has amazing vibes, and plays it out there on the Coast FM airwaves, hoping that you, yes you, Troy from Asquith, who called in earlier, enjoys it as much as he does. Now, Brando, I heard that your pick tonight is a song that anyone can get into.
Yes, I do have a good vibe. But first, a bit of backstory. A couple of weeks back, I remember having a conversation with Steve out here being like, oh yeah, this band Bring Me the Horizon did this cover of Wonderwall, which sounds really good. And I was like, of course it sounds good because it's the most easiest song to cover. So to prove this, I brought my acoustic guitar here and I'm going to perform it.
Oh, live performance in the studio.
And I'm going to play it live to you all now just to prove that.
Well, you would be that kind of person that brings his guitar to the party.
Of course he is, yeah.
Well, there you go. If it wasn't awesome enough that he gave us our first live performance last week with a backing track behind him, we're going to get an acoustic performance live in the studio from Mr. Macmillan. So I guess I'll do the honours and say, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't forget the clap.
Oh, yep. Well, if I clap out of time...
Today's gonna be the day that we're gonna throw it back to you. Right now, you should have somehow realized what you're gonna do. And I don't believe that Stephen Wheatley feels the way I do about you now.
Oh, Steve.
Okay, so I don't know the rest of the lyrics for the verses, so we're going straight to the chorus. In all the roads we had to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us they are blinding.
Just like Steve.
Hi.
And Angus,
Yeah?
there are many things
Oh.
that I like to say to you, but I don't know how.
Likewise, Brando. Sing it.
Say maybe,
maybe.
you're gonna be the one that saves me.
That saves me.
Cause after all, Bryans,
Oh.
you know what you guys are. You're my wonder. Whoa, whoops. That was in the right chord.
I don't think it was the right key either. Oh, Brando Macmillan there, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta say, that was very deeply, intensely romantic, especially when you stood up and dedicated that pre-chorus bit to me. So there you go, Steve. Anyone can play Wonderwall.
Apparently so.
And with that being Brando's good vibe of the night over and done with, it's time for...
Two songs, they sound exactly alike. Yes, these are two songs.
I'm kidding. He actually came prepared. He's put his guitar away. And what do you have for us, Mr. Macmillan?
So this song has no official release, but I still think it's worth playing. Here is Everybody Needs Salvations by Weezer.
That last chord at the end there. Dunk. Coast of M9, that caught me off guard right there on Coast of M963. You're on Roar and More, and that right there was Brando's good vibe of the night.
Which was...
Everybody Needs Salvations by Weezer.
And I heard it's got like quite an interesting story behind it. Like it never got an official release.
Yes, this was dropped on the Weezer fan club website. It was about an upcoming album around 2012. It was supposed to be a concept album about a guy going through different eras of history, learning the importance of believing in a religion. But like any other Weezer concept album, they got scrapped in favor of a different idea for an album, which was eventually the 2014 release, Everything Will Be Alright in the End.
So that song was only ever available on the Weezer fan club page.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, where you found it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And did you say it's actually one of your favourite songs, despite it never being released?
Just my luck, right?
Classic Brando, though. I love that so much. And fun fact about that song, Steve, Maroon 5 actually covered that at a show in their hometown not long after its unofficial release, because they're massive fans of Weezer.
No comment.
He's joking.
They didn't actually. I'm being a silly bugger, but it sounds like something they might cover. Speaking of things that sound like other things.
Two songs, they sound exactly alike. Yes, these are two songs.
What are
and
they?
they sound alike.
Hey, Steve, what is it with these two songs?
Well, it so happens to be that they sound exactly like each other. Or are they?
That's exactly right, because these are two songs. One original, one that takes a little bit of inspiration from the original, whether it be in a sampling, where they cut and paste the original source material, a re-recording or interpolation, or just a melody, or even a drum bit, as we've learned as well, that sounds very similar to the original. It's up to my team of sleuths in front of us right now, Professor Brandon Macmillan, Dr. Stephen Wheatley, and Emeritus Phineas O'Brienus, to try and figure out if the inspiration was done legally or illegally.
Illegally.
Now, I'm still quite inspired by Steve earlier with his VB parody that he's going to use to get the Milk or the Raiders to their premiership dream next year.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'm actually going to give credit where credit's due. I did have a bit of motivation, inspiration from the man sitting next to me, Brando,
Oh.
because of some of his work that he's brought to the Monday night show the last couple of weeks.
I'm going to blush. Oh, my God.
I think I might have to do a bit of a song dedication maybe to you next week. Maybe I might have to maybe brush up on some of my karaoke skills. Maybe what I can come up with.
I was going to say, you guys are quite lovey-dovey tonight between your dedication to Brando there and then Brando singing Wonderwall to you and dedicating a part of it to you. Like, the bromance is really on, but we're going to ruin it right now with sound-alike. So there is a song coming up by an artist known as Milky. So that's what the inspiration was for me. But they may have sampled just a little bit this song, which is a bit of jangle indie pop rock by Aussie band The Go-Betweens. It's called Streets of Your Town. And it goes indeed. Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. We're in the midst of our Sound-alike segment where I give you two songs, one original, one that takes a little bit of inspiration from the original. It's up to our steady-handed team of sleuths to figure out if the sampling was done legally or illegally. Now, at the top right there, we heard from Aussie indie rockers The Go-Betweens with their 1988 hit single Streets of Your Town, and that was sampled in the song you just heard, Italian house music group Milky with their 2002 hit single Just the Way You Are. The question is, though, was that guitar line sampled legally or illegally, Brando?
Okay, I like to think what Steve has to say first. Nah, I'm joking. I think it was done legally.
Alrighty, that was nice and quick. What makes you think that, sir?
I don't know. I was just a real gut feeling, to be honest, and I don't know, I feel like this, even if he didn't ask for permission, at first I would imagine the band being like, hey, can you just credit us and give us some royalties? Like, yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, no, that's a fair call. I like that. It's nice and friendly. Fingerman, you are a bit of a music expert and you're sitting there very pensively. What are you feeling?
I'm feeling legal as well. That sounds legit. Yeah, pretty high production quality. So yeah, I'm going with Brando on this one.
Well,
sure.
there have been a few songs with high production quality that have gotten in big trouble. So,
touche.
But you seem pretty confident about that. So I don't want to sway you at all. Steve, these guys are going the same way. Are you going to be a little bit of a rebel, or are you agreeing with Brando, continuing the bromance?
Actually, I am going to continue the bromance, actually, mate. I actually get good vibes about this. I think it was done legal as well. Everything was all good. I think probably I was thinking the same during those two songs as Brando. I think there probably could have been maybe something where the band may have just said, oh, can you just give us a bit of recognition for this? But then again, that may not be the case at all. They may have not even asked for that. It may have just been all good altogether. So, yeah, I'm going to continue the bromance going and go with these boys.
Do you feel confident about that, Brando, now that he's agreed with you?
Of course not, but, you know, not to break the bromance here, but...
Are you doubting my vibes, Brando?
Well, I can now reveal that the sample of Streets of Your Town by Milky was done... legally. If you're listening to this, if you're listening to this on surround sound, you would have just heard Brando do a lap of the studio and hug Steve and Finn. So the bromance is going all around. Yes, of course, it was cleared legally for Milky to use the iconic guitar line from Streets of Your Town as a sample in their song Just the Way You Are. But the funny thing is, the original writer of the song, Grant McLennan, and this I think is just a testament to the Aussie character, he didn't seek any credit for it. He didn't want to be added as a producer or a songwriter. Wow. He didn't want any royalties. He just said, yeah, mate, you can use me line. I don't care.
It's all good.
But the thing is, the song that he would have got royalties for in the end ended up being a bigger hit than Streets of Your Town, which he did say he regretted not pushing for it, but he said it was nice to hear his music live on in that sort of sense. One person, though, that wasn't very happy with the Milky song was, you're not going to believe this, Sir Paul McCartney.
Really?
He threatened legal action because he felt like they stole the do-do-do-do-do-do-do from his song Listen to What the Man Said, but it was thrown out in the end. Someone who had some sense kind of stepped in and said, it's not worth it, mate, and they didn't pursue it. But he was genuinely miffed about it.
Talk about a plot twist, Paul McCartney.
Oh, I know, right? Can you believe that? And with that bombshell and you guys all getting that right, it's time for us to take a quick break. But coming up... And now it's time for a segment that'll make you want to listen to Milky.
Angus says good vibe of the night. Ooh,
That's right, it's my good vibe of the night, the segment where I dive deep into my own personal playlist, pull out a song or two I think have immaculate vibes, slap them out there on the Coast FM airwaves and hope that you, yes you, Finn Smith O'Brien, sitting opposite me right now, enjoy it as much as I do. Now, we started off the show well and truly this evening with one of, if not my favourite song of the year so far, Ballpark Music's Please Don't Move to Melbourne, and a song that I'm definitely going to be voting for when the this year's Hottest 100 comes around. But I tell you what, there's a new release by a sweet, smooth, soulful singer out of the UK that is definitely going to be up there as one of my favourites come the end of the year as well. Her name is Olivia Dean, and she's kind of been on the charts for a couple of years now, but is only really starting to blow up globally this year, especially with this brand new single of hers that I think is just absolutely gorgeous. Without further ado, this one will make you feel warm inside on this cold and stormy Monday night. My good vibe of the night is Olivia Dean with The Man I Need. Coast FM 963, you're on Roar and More, and that right there was Angus's good vibe of the night.
Which was?
It was Olivia Dean, English neo-soul singer, with her brand new single, Man I Need. Beautiful song, and makes me want to be the man she needs, I tell you what, with that smoothness. And the song you just heard was Kiwi pop dream band there, right there, with Phoebe Rings, and their single from earlier this year, Mandarin Tree, which is also one of my favourite tracks of the year so far too. Very beautiful vibes on that one. And a couple of our neighbours across the Dutch, Steve, some more representation for you there, bro.
Yeah, it is. I think we've actually played that song so far not too long ago.
That's right. It was a memory test and you passed. We played that on the show before, so he's really tip-top up in the old noggin, Mr. Stove. And
I know things.
he knows things.
I
and
know stuff. Well, some stuff.
some stuff, and it's about to be tested how much you know once again, because it's time for our Hottest 100 challenge as we well and truly head over the 8 o'clock threshold. I asked you guys to give me a couple of years out the back, and we landed on
2014.
close enough, 2020. Oh wait, that's the one that you picked. Yes.
Which should have been.
Should have been higher. And Finn, what year did you pick?
2020, indeed.
And Steve, you chucked in...
I chucked in 2017, I believe.
Yeah, chucked it all onto a wheel, spun it, and you already heard the result. 2020 was the one that was picked. So
That was 2014.
little in Brando's heart, 2014 was picked. But we're going back to 2020, and because this is a year we've looked at before, we are changing up how we do this quiz. Now, Steve, pay attention because you were a bit confused last week.
I was. Okay, all right, I'm all ears.
In front of us are 3 songs that all charted on the Hottest 100 of 2020. 2 of these songs charted in the top 10. One of them missed the top 10, charting outside of it. When we come back, it's up to you guys to figure out and tell me which of these 3 songs missed the top 10. And we're starting off with what has really become a sign of the times, a COVID anthem by DJ Mashton Kutcher, featuring vocals, in quotation marks, from Victorian Premier Dan Andrews. This one is called Get on the Beers. Coast FM 963, you're on Roar and More. Angus Hamill, Steve Wheatley, Brandon Macmillan, and Finn Smith O'Brien with you between 7 and 9 p.m. We just heard 3 songs back to back to back right there that all charted on the Hottest 100 of 2020, but there's a bit of a twist. We're not trying to figure out which one charted the highest. We're trying to figure out which of those 3 tracks didn't chart in the top 10. At the top, we heard from DJs Mashton Kutcher, featuring vocals, in quotation marks, from Victorian Premier Dan Andrews and their remix of his speech called Get on the Beers, certified COVID anthem. In the middle, we heard from Tame Impala. And Vin, you got a fun fact about Tame Impala, didn't you?
Yes, there is only one guy.
What?
It's just one guy.
Did you know that, Steve?
No, I did not.
Well, there you go. Tame Impala, aka Kevin Parker, with his single Lost in Yesterday. And the song you just heard was Aussie indie darlings Spacey Jane with Booster Seat. It's up to you guys to figure out which song out of those 3 missed the top 10.
All right, I'll go first because I vaguely remember when we did it the first time. And I do believe, my memory could be wrong, but I think, as much as I love the song, I think Get On The Beers unfortunately didn't make it.
Oh, okay. You don't think that it made the top 10?
Yes.
Okay, alrighty. Finjamin, how are you feeling? Those were certified classics right there, and you're deep in thought right now. What do you think missed out?
I'm going to have to agree. That actually does sound familiar. Agree with Brandon that Get On The Beers unfortunately didn't make it, although it is a banger, an absolute hit. Yes, I don't know if it made it. Being a parody and all as well. Yes, unfortunately not.
Alrighty, so we got two united causes once again, Steve. Are you going to go with the majority or are you going to branch out?
Oh, it's very hard. I was gonna say Ashton Kutcher made the list, but hearing after Brando and Finney's answers, oh man.
Well, what were you feeling out of those three that might have missed out?
I was gonna say Tame Impala.
Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Did you know it's only one guy?
No, I did not.
Wait, you didn't know it was just one guy, Steve?
No, I didn't know.
I'm shocked that Steve didn't know it was just one guy.
More talented than the Beatles and Beach Boys.
Oh man,
Quite the indictment.
Well, big call right there. So, are you going to go with Tame Impala or are you going to pivot and go with these guys again?
I'm going to be a bit different on this occasion. I'm going to go. Tame Impala did not make the list. Well, obviously they made the list, but they didn't make the
10.
Make the 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Darling Spacey Jane did, because we've featured them on the show quite a few times, and they've had some good results, I've noticed. And I'm going to stick with what may be my downfall. I'm going to say Ashton Kutcher with Get On The Beers did make it, and if I'm probably wrong, well, I probably may get on the beers later tonight, or even get on the milk even.
Yeah, well, you're all about that milk. Well, I can reveal that the song out of those three that unfortunately missed the top 10 was... Oh, he's got an actual drum roll. Wow.
Caught you off guard for a bit.
The budget's gone up. It was Get On The Beers. It missed the top 10.
Oh, well, I'm glad I can say this with a great impression because of being a bit croaky, because of being sick. No, come on, that is ridiculous. Come on, no.
I love Stephen Fuso. Yeah, I was wrong.
All about the positivity. All about the positivity.
Well, see, he's on the right bandwagon supporting the milk in Canberra. Yes, Get On The Beers came in at number 12. Lost in Yesterday by Tame Impala came in at number 5. And, of course, Booster Seat by Spacey Jane came in at number 2. The list was topped by Heatwaves by Glass Animals. And the only other international artist to chart in the top 10, which is something you don't see these days, was actually Cardi B with WAP. So, yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember that song being very popular back then.
Yes, I'm glad it wasn't number 1 at least. So, props to the local artists, because there was a lot of them that charted very well that year. Something, once again, we unfortunately don't see much of these days, but we do see a lot of local artists here on the local list. And now it's time for the local list. Brought to you by Homebrew. Yes, love the interjections, Brando. It's the local list, the segment brought to you by the Homebrewed boys who used to be in this very time slot a couple of years ago. They send through a brand new release by a fantastic local artist every single week. And speaking of local artists, I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of guys that we've played on this segment before. Lemon Joe. Matt from Lemon Joe actually popped into Coast FM tonight because I got the chance to play one of their songs for the first time on an unnamed radio station in Sydney, and as thanks, he popped in with a case of Jack Daniels for me. So, man, Matt, if you're listening in right now, and all the other boys in Lemon Joe, I appreciate that so much, and you really didn't have to, but I really appreciate it.
Pat from the Raras hearing this, come on down. We'll say something on
Yeah, we got whiskey all around for you, Pat. But tonight's pick for the local list comes from a beautiful folky/country rootsy musician by the name of Molly Millington. After a year away from music. She's back with her first single in quite a while. She described this track as the beginning of a new era, and judging by her Instagram, clear out beyond anything posted a couple of weeks ago, certainly feels that way. This track was produced in Sydney by producer Xavier Dunn, and sonically it's a bit fun and playful, but the lyrics paint a bit of a negative picture. She said, "I recently learnt there's no point trying to explain yourself to someone who's already decided how they see you. I was going to try and be mature, but I thought I would be petty instead with this track." Without further ado, tonight's pick for the local list is Molly Millington with Your Villain.
Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. Brando here with you, and now it's time for
Finn's album recommendation of the week. Only on Raw and More.
That's right, one of the segments here on this show where Finn Smith O'Brien picks one of his favourite albums that he recommends you at home listen to after listening to us, of course. So, Finn, what album do you recommend this week?
Tonight we have what I would word as the popular alt music. We have Doolittle by Pixies.
I think when I first met you, you wore a Doolittle t-shirt, like the album cover, and that's what we talked about.
I have got a t-shirt I got for my birthday or perhaps Christmas. It's like a green Doolittle album cover, and that's got to be one of my all-time favourite albums. It's grungy, alt. It's
a bit surfy too.
A bit surfy, yeah. It's got songs like all their biggest hits in one album, really. Where's My Mind, Monkey Gone to Heaven.
And one of my personal favourites is Gouge Away. I like that bass line. And also I Bleed. One of the favourite highlights is the harmonies between Frank Black's kind of screaming, of almost like David Byrne from Talking Heads, kind of screamy, shouty kind of vocals with the gentle vocals of bassist Kim Deal. I kind of like that part. Yeah.
Lovely contrast there, yeah. We've also got my personal favourite, Debaser.
Oh, yes, yes.
Just Bedlam. And it's actually derived from a very old 1920s, perhaps 1930s short film, Un Chien Andalo, which is just a surrealist film. The lyrics, which seem quite obscure, very interesting, absurdist film, which I highly recommend, and the translation for that is An Andalusian Dog, and the film just involves, it's Salvador Dali, and it involves a plethora of very surrealist imagery, such as ants coming out of someone's hand, a person's eyeball being open and then cutting to eggs. It's black and white, so not too graphic, but it was one of the first surrealist movies of all time and very controversial, and I think Pixies really appreciated that, and there's a connection there. So that's a bit of a fun fact for you.
I actually did not know that, but yeah, I love that album. It's very weird but catchy. A lot of quirky little guitar sounds, catchy bass lines. Like I said previously, the vocals, the contrast is crazy, and this was before Nirvana took over the world, as well as the 90s grunge and alternative rock scene.
For sure.
Another track I like to mention is La La Love You, because not only it's the most happiest you will hear on this album, but it also features drummer David Lovering on lead vocals. Anyways, as much as I would love to talk about this album, we do have to go. But Finn, what's the song off this album that we're going to play?
We're going to start with, of course, Debaser.
Excellent choice, my friend. So that was Finn's album recommendation of the week, which was Doolittle by the Pixies. My name's Brando, and don't you go anywhere, because there's more to come on Raw and More on Coast FM 963. But first, here's Debaser by the Pixies.
Ghost FM 963, you're on Raw and More, and that right there was Finn's album recommendation of the week, which was
Doolittle by the Pixies.
And what was that track we just heard?
That was Debaser.
Debaser? I barely know her.
Hopefully it doesn't debase the station.
So are you going to drop a Zebesa?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And before that, we heard a track from 21 Pilots' latest album, Breach, called Garbage, in an attempt to win Finn over. Did it?
Unfortunately not, but I will say it resonated with me, the title especially, because it is exactly how I felt listening.
Like garbage?
The 21, yes.
Or are you saying that it sounded like garbage, Finny?
Both.
Bit of both, yes.
Oh.
That is the reason why I picked that track, because I know that Finn, and not going to lie, a lot of people do genuinely think they sound like garbage, but I will win you over with a song one day.
You just had to keep going. You had to play songs that sound like something he would like.
That's it.
Take it from a guy with experience, Steve?
I think we've kind of just started here. You know, if one of us has a band or artist that, you know, we just don't like, it's just going to be our lifelong mission just to bring that person, just what's the word? Just bring them on board, just convert them to actually liking them.
Well, that's why I'm going to keep my cards close to my chest and act like I love every song ever made. But I do think there might be a couple of tricks up my sleeve like Brando did with Steve. So stay tuned in the coming weeks when Finn's with us. Time for us to take a quick break. But coming up, we're going to be hearing Steve's Good Vibe of the Night. And now it's time for a segment that'll make you want to take the plunge into a good vibe. Steve's Good Vibe of the Night. Oh, yeah. That's right, it's Steve's Good Vibe of the Night, the segment where Steve-O dives into his personal playlist and pulls out a song he thinks has amazing vibes and hopes that you enjoy it as much as he does. Stefan, what have you got on the menu for us tonight?
Well, Angus, funny you mentioned that. I have chosen something very good, and I've actually chosen this tonight. It's an Australian artist, and there'll be something very interesting that I will share with the rest of you at the end of my good vibe tonight. But my good vibe of the night is Shannon Noll with his 2004 edition, and his also rendition of Moving Pictures' 1981 hit What About Me. Sorry, I got my words tied up there for a
Got a bit
second.
of stage fright.
I know, right? He's just getting choked up because it's such a legendary tune. The greatest runner-up in history, Shannon Noll, with his rendition of the Moving Pictures' What About Me, is Steve's Good Vibe of the Night.
Yeah.
Coast of M963, you're on Raw and More. That was Steve's Good Vibe of the Night.
Which was...
Well, that was Shannon Noll with his 2004 single What About Me, which was actually his rendition of Moving Pictures and their 1981 classic hit What About Me. And for any Shannon Noll fans out there, or if you were just loving that good vibe there right now, he's actually performing on Saturday night at Drifters Wharf here in Gosford.
No way! Oh my goodness. Well, damn, that's around the corner from where I live now, so I dare say you might see me there, rocking up a storm, listening to tracks like that. Well, Steve-O, what a great current way to tie in your good vibe of the night.
Oh, thank you, my boys. Thank you. No, it definitely is a good vibe. You know, I was even listening to that on my way in here to the studio tonight, and I was just thinking to myself, if you don't, you know, feel a bit emotional after listening to that song, well, you're not probably human.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, and definitely not Australian. So that's on this week. Quickly before we wrap up, Brando, what are you up to for the rest of the week?
Well, since you failed to convert Finn here to 21 Pilots, he also claims to not like Fall Out Boy, but I think I can easily convert him to that band.
All right, we might both have a crack this time next week. Finn, were you looking forward to that?
Yes, and I'll be avoiding Fall Out Boy and 21 Pilots.
Wait, which one do you hate more, just quickly?
Well, I've hated Fall Out Boy for centuries.
Well, on that part, it's time for us to wrap things up right now. But here's a band Finn actually likes to take us out. Mondays with the A's coming up after the 9 o'clock news, followed by Indie Rock Cafe with Matt McCoy. But first, here's Vampire Weekend.